When Animal Welfare India received an anonymous tip about an illegally held elephant, no one could have imagined the extent of the suffering this majestic animal had endured. Bhanu, a captive elephant for 50 years, chained and neglected, lived a daily nightmare. But that night, a group of brave rescuers were determined to change their fate. This is the moving story of resilience, courage, and the fight for freedom of Bhanu, the elephant who finally found peace after half a century of oppression. From the beginning, Rajan Kumar, a top official at Animal Welfare India, was deeply involved in the case. Rajan was known for his passion and dedication to the animal cause. He had rescued many animals in desperate situations throughout his career, but nothing prepared him for the magnitude of this task. He knew that to be successful, he would need a well-prepared team and a detailed strategy. Rajan started gathering information about Bhanu's captivity. The property where the elephant was kept was located in a difficult-to-access rural area, surrounded by dense forests. The remote location presented significant logistical challenges. Furthermore, there was the imminent danger of resistance from the elephant's owners, who were known to be hostile and violent. Rajan needed support from local authorities to ensure the safety of the rescue team. For this mission, the best professionals were ready to act. Rajan assembled a team comprising biologists, veterinarians, rescue technicians, and experienced volunteers. Additionally, he enlisted the support of a small police contingent and the Forest Service, who would provide coverage and support during the operation. In total, 22 people made up the rescue team, all aware of the dangers they could face. Rajan knew that coordination with local authorities was crucial. He contacted Arjun, the local police chief of operations, to discuss the rescue plan. Initially, there were disagreements about the best way to proceed. Arjun, concerned about the safety of his team and the possibility of violent clashes, suggested postponing the operation for a few days to carry out more detailed reconnaissance. However, Rajan was determined to act immediately so as not to prolong Bhanu's suffering. He argued that each additional day meant more pain and anguish for the elephant. After intense discussions, Rajan and Arjun reached an agreement. They decided to move forward with the operation, but would take extra precautions to minimize risks. Rajan assured that his team would be well prepared, with medical equipment, medicines, and food for Bhanu. The mission would be dangerous, but Rajan was confident that with proper preparation, they could save the elephant. On the night of the rescue, the atmosphere was charged with tension and expectation. The team gathered at a meeting point a few kilometers from the property. Everyone was focused and aware of the importance of the mission. Rajan did one last review of the plan, making sure everyone knew their roles and the order of actions. The operation would be fast and precise. They hoped to free Bhanu and transport him to an elephant sanctuary, where he would receive proper care. With everything ready, the team headed towards the property. On the way, the silence was broken only by the sound of vehicle engines. Rajan felt a mixture of anxiety and hope. He knew that night could change Bhanu's life forever. Despite the difficulties and dangers, Rajan was determined to do whatever was necessary to save the elephant. Upon arriving at the scene, the team found the property surrounded by tall grass and dogs howling in the distance, indicating the presence of people. The rescue mission was about to begin. The rescue operation was in full swing, and the tension in the air was palpable. The property where Bhanu was kept was surrounded by an aura of abandonment and neglect. The large complex with faded concrete walls and surrounded by tall grass and dogs howling in the distance created a gloomy atmosphere. This was the scenario Rajan and his team faced as they approached the location. The main building was dark, but a flickering light came from a cabin in the back, suggesting someone was still there. The group advanced in single file, with Rajan at the end, watching their every move and making sure everyone was safe. At the front, 2 police officers carried flashlights and pistols, prepared for any eventuality. Rajan and the other members were unarmed, carrying only medical equipment, medicines, and food. His main concern was Bhanu. The situation quickly escalated when a loud voice echoed through the air, warning the group not to come any closer. A shot was fired, and everyone ducked for cover. The police signaled the group to stay back as they advanced, ready to meet any resistance. Rajan, feeling the adrenaline rush, knew that every second counted. He recalled the countless discussions he had with Arjun about the best way to carry out the rescue. The tension between them was palpable, but they both knew that the priority was to save Bhanu. The policeman advanced cautiously, while Rajan watched closely. The property was enveloped in a tense silence, broken only by the careful footsteps of rescuers. Suddenly, police were able to identify Bhanu's owner, a man known for using the elephant to entertain tourists. He was clearly agitated and nervous, probably aware of the legal implications of keeping Bhanu in such conditions. After a brief but intense exchange of words, the police arrested the owner. With the situation under control, the Animal Welfare India team was finally able to move to the back of the property, where Bhanu was being held. As they approached, they saw Bhanu lying on all fours, exhausted, and with his skin corroded like rust. It was a desolate sight. The tight steel chains left deep marks on his ankles, and Rajan felt a wave of sadness and anger at the sight of the elephant's deplorable state. Rajan rushed to free Bhanu, working quickly to loosen the chains. Beside her, to her surprise, Arjun was also helping. Despite the differences and discussions, at that moment, they were united by the same goal. They both knew that Bhanu's well-being was the priority. They exchanged nods, acknowledging the essential collaboration between them. As Rajan loosened Bhanu's chains, something extraordinary happened. He saw tears rolling down the elephant's cheeks. It was a moment of pure emotion. Bhanu seemed to understand that he was being saved. Rajan, moved, wiped the elephant's tears. Seeing Bhanu in such a state after years of abuse broke Rajan's heart, but it also motivated him to continue fighting for these animals. With Bhanu finally free from his chains, the team began preparing him for transport. They provided water and food while veterinarians assessed his health. Bhanu was hungry and exhausted, but there was a spark of hope in his eyes. Veterinarians administered a mild sedative to calm him and facilitate transport to the elephant sanctuary. The transportation was carefully planned. A specially adapted truck was waiting to take Bhanu to the sanctuary. The team worked together to ensure the elephant was carried safely. Despite the tiredness, there was a sense of accomplishment among everyone. They knew that night would mark the beginning of a new life for Bhanu. As the truck drove away from the property, Rajan felt a mix of relief and determination. Bhanu's rescue was a success, but he knew there was still a lot of work ahead. He pledged to continue fighting for the protection of animals and to ensure that Bhanu received the care he needed for his recovery. The moment of seeing Bhanu free from the chains and safe in the truck was a victory for everyone involved. After the dramatic rescue, Bhanu was taken to the elephant sanctuary, a safe place where he would receive the necessary care for his recovery. The journey to the sanctuary was uneventful, thanks to the mild sedative administered by the vets, which helped keep Bhanu calm and comfortable. Upon arrival, the sanctuary team was ready to welcome you with a medical team specialized in elephant care. The first step was to undergo a complete medical examination. Bhanu was malnourished and exhausted. His skin, corroded and scarred, bore witness to decades of abuse and neglect. Veterinarians noted that he was extremely hungry, the result of years of inadequate nutrition. For the first few days, Bhanu was fed a carefully planned diet to rehydrate and nourish his weakened body. Sanctuary staff constantly monitored Bhanu, ensuring he received adequate medical attention and sufficient food. For the first few days, he was weak and lethargic, but little by little, his strength began to return. The calm and safe environment of the sanctuary, combined with the dedicated care of the keepers, provided Bhanu with a space where he could finally begin to recover. Rajan visited Bhanu regularly. Each visit was a mixture of hope and excitement. Seeing Bhanu regain his strength and vitality was a testament to the elephant's resilience. The discoloration on his skin began to improve, and he gradually regained a healthy weight. Under the constant care of the medical team, Bhanu not only regained his physical health, but also started showing signs of emotional recovery. Bhanu's recovery was closely monitored by the sanctuary team. They provided not only medical care but also emotional support, creating an environment where Bhanu could feel safe and loved. The team included keepers who were dedicated to spending time with Bhanu, offering comfort and companionship. This positive human interaction was crucial in helping him overcome the trauma of his past experiences. Rajan was particularly moved by seeing Bhanu interact with other elephants at the sanctuary. For the first time in 50 years, Bhanu had the opportunity to socialize with his own kind. Initially, he was hesitant, but over time, he began to integrate into the group. Seeing Bhanu play and bond with other elephants was a clear sign of his emotional and physical recovery. Bhanu's diet was enriched with fresh fruits and treats, which further helped his recovery. He began to associate the keepers with good things, which strengthened trust between them. Bhanu's relationship with humans changed drastically. He now saw his caregivers as friends and protectors, rather than threats. Bhanu's story quickly became well known, attracting the attention of people around the world. Many were touched by her story and began to support the work of Animal Welfare India and the sanctuary. The organization received donations that allowed it to further improve the facilities and care provided to Bhanu and other rescued elephants. This support was vital to ensuring that Bhanu and other animals had a dignified and healthy life. In the following months, Bhanu continued to prosper. He became a sort of ambassador for the cause of rescued elephants, symbolizing hope and resilience. Rajan, always committed to the mission of protecting animals, continued to work tirelessly to ensure that Bhanu and other elephants received the care and respect they deserved. Every time Rajan visited the shrine and saw Bhanu happy and healthy, he felt a deep sense of accomplishment. Bhanu's rescue was proof that, with determination and teamwork, it is possible to change lives. Bhanu's journey, from cruel captivity to a life of freedom and care, was a powerful reminder of the positive impact that human intervention can have. Bhanu's story not only touched many people, but also highlighted the importance of Animal Welfare India's work in protecting animal rights. This moving narrative serves as a reminder that we all have a role to play in protecting and caring for the animals that share our world. Bhanu's transformation from a chained and abused elephant to a free and healthy being was a triumph for everyone involved and an inspiration to continue fighting for justice and animal welfare. Bhanu now lives surrounded by love and care, enjoying every day of his new life. He is a symbol of hope and resilience, living proof that, even in the most difficult circumstances, it is possible to find a path to freedom and happiness. And so, Bhanu's story continues to touch hearts and inspire action to protect animals around the world.